Free games here, free games there, there's free games everywhere. Some of the most popular games in the world are free games. League of Legends, Fortnite, Dota, CSGO, just to name a few of them. You get the gist. Free games are extremely popular. But while being free is probably the main drive for these games' popularity, the fact that it is free does come with some drawbacks. It's not all rainbows and sunshines. Before we get into that, how's it going everybody? I'm CloudRaids and welcome to the channel, where I talk about video games and everything surrounding them. Today we're going to be talking about the problems with free games. Now I'm not talking about the apps on your phone, that's a whole different story. I'm mainly talking about the games on your consoles and the games on your computers. Now I feel like I have to state that this is all purely subjective. This is my opinion, so please don't have a vendetta against me. And I'm not the best gamer in the world. I'm not rank 1 in NA. This is just purely from a standpoint that I love playing free games, and I've spent thousands upon thousands of hours in most of these games that we're talking about. But with that being said, let's talk about the main problems with free games. The fact that these games are free makes it really easy for people to sign up, whether you have an account already or maybe you're just brand new to the game. But that issue really brings me to my first point: the cheating in free games. Now this is in no particular order, but when I think of free games like Apex or Warzone, I see the community up in arms about the rampant cheating. Now this isn't with every game. Fortnite's cheating problem and League of Legends cheating problem isn't as bad as it could be, but nonetheless cheating is still a big issue with a lot of games. Now cheating in particular is nothing new to the gaming community. But the difference between cheating in a game like Call of Duty, where you have to pay for the game, compared to a game like Warzone, which is the free side of Call of Duty basically, is that when you get banned, you can just sign up for another account. You don't have to go through that paywall of buying the game over again. This is one of the bigger problems within the free games community, especially with the games that I stated before, like Apex, which is having a huge cheater problem to the point where it was in pro play, and it's really hard to do anything about it because you can keep banning these players, but they're just gonna return with new accounts because the game's free. If you're a very competitive person like myself, running into this can be a real headache. Honestly, it could probably just turn you off from the game completely. That's why I haven't touched Apex or Warzone in a very long time. And to be honest with you, I was a big fan of Apex. But I gotta give credit where credit's due, because these companies do kind of try to stop it a little bit, but other than getting a better anti-cheat, it's hard for them to do anything about it. And I know that this is mostly just a PC issue. On consoles, they don't have a lot of cheaters, but even then it still affects them with crossplay turned on. So if you're a console gamer, at least you can just turn crossplay off, and for the most part you can have a pretty decent gaming experience. But for the rest of us that are on computers, well, that's a different story. You really just gotta suck it up, and hopefully it doesn't break your mental. But if you play on console and you have friends that are on PC, sometimes you just don't have a choice. And it's one of the most infuriating things to be so close to winning a game and then boom, you're dead. You don't know how you died, but he killed you, and it looks a little suspicious. So you report him and just hope that he gets banned. And you'd probably give it a day or two and he's right back on a different account doing the same thing, terrorizing players all across the community. And this brings me to my second point, which in my opinion is the most infuriating because it's the more common problem in these games, is the smurfing. Now, if you don't know what smurfing is when you already have one account that's a much higher level, a much higher rank, and you're a lot better, and you get a new account that starts off at a lower rank or a lower level, where you're basically just shitting on the worst players, aka me. I'm not afraid to admit it. Unlike the cheating problem, I run into this more on CSGO and games like League of Legends, where I'll queue up for a ranked game and the enemy has a brand new account and they're on like a 10-game winning streak. Looking at it is just so demoralizing, and having to sit through the game and get spanked like a bad boy on Christmas is just a whole nother feeling. And this problem occurs once again because you can just make an account. You don't have to pay to make an account. You can literally do it for free. And it's not bannable by any offense because these companies make profit off the people making another account. Because while the game is free, the skins are still there. And if they make another account, they're probably going to buy skins for their favorite champion. So the company gets a higher player base by the numbers, and they get more money when these people buy more skins. I don't know how many times I've been playing a game of League just to look at the enemy team and one of their players has a brand new account trying to carry their friend up to a higher rank. Obviously, you're not going to have this problem if you're a high ranking player, but people like me that are stuck in bronze or basically the bottom of the barrel, sometimes it hurts a little bit worse than cheaters because you have the mindset that he was cheating, there's nothing you can do about it, but this guy's literally just better than you. So there's the slim possibility you can beat him, and you have that in your mind that I can beat this guy, but he kills you and then he kills your entire team while flaming you in chat. It's something else, guys. It's heartbreaking. Or maybe you would rather play against the cheater because at least you know that there was nothing you could do. It's like one of those scenarios, would you rather lose by 100 or lose by 1? Each of them have their own different kinds of pain, but either way, you still lost. A solution that companies have found was to just raise the level that you have to be able to play ranked. This also has sort of helped the cheater problem that I mentioned before. So for instance, when you buy or when you make a new account for League or an account for Apex, you have to be a certain level before you can even play a ranked game. This will stop people from just making new accounts over and over again. At least they got to spend a little bit of time, or if anything, they got to spend a little bit of money just buying an account, which that in itself is not really that expensive. There's plenty of websites that do it, some selling them as little as $3, but it's a solution nonetheless. An attempt was made, which I can appreciate. Something I would recommend for these companies to do would just raise the level that you have to be to play ranked. Now obviously this wouldn't stop it completely, but it would make it a little bit more harder, or at least make it a little bit more time consuming for these people to have to level up their account a little bit more, or maybe spend a little bit more money. Because in League of Legends, the level to play ranked is level 30. But if you've ever made an attempt to play League, or maybe you do play League, you know by level 30, you have no idea what you're doing. You're still learning how to play one champion. You don't know the full grasp of the game. I would recommend maybe raising the level to maybe 80 or at least 60. But on the other hand, some people like to argue that the way you learn is by playing ranked. So who knows, maybe this is just copium on my part. Now, I'm not sure if there's a permanent solution for this because that's just the trade-offs of the games. If you want to play a free game, well, you might have to deal with some smurfs and some cheaters. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But sometimes I find myself thinking, I would rather just pay $5 for a game and not have to deal with so much extraness. Obviously, this would defeat the purpose of the game being free, but at a low price like that, at least there's some kind of paywall for people just to make a new account. Nothing crazy high, but something is something. And there's possible benefits from that happening as well. If you think of the skins and the cosmetics in the games, sometimes they can be really pricey. Because the game is free, you don't have to pay for the game. And the devs still gotta make money somehow. But in return, maybe that could lower the prices of some of the skins. And maybe, just maybe, it would lower some of the toxicity. Because with the threat of getting banned in the back of your mind and knowing that you can't make another account for free might be enough to deter people from just being little buttholes. And it might deter the devs from making $500 skins for their games, which is purely cosmetic, but god is it annoying sometimes. Obviously, that's just me spitballing an idea. I'm not a dev, I don't know how to make video games, maybe there's a way they can do it. But as the player, the trade-off can be a little harsh and sometimes really frustrating to play a game that you really enjoy and you gotta deal with so many extra factors. So while yes, technically these games are free, you're still paying with a piece of your sanity. So I guess that's up for you to decide whether or not these are actually, well, free games. Is the free price tag worth the free spot in your mental state, or maybe it just doesn't get under your skin? But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm CloudRaids, and well, this was my video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys feel the same way? Is there any other problems that you guys run into? Or maybe you guys have some solutions for me, because I don't know. Hell, maybe I just suck and you guys don't agree with me at all. Everybody has their own way of thinking, everybody's got their own opinions. But for me, this is what I found the most frustrating, and it's even harder knowing the fact that I don't know what to do about it. I don't even think there is anything we can do about it. That's just something that we have to deal with as the player base. Either way, I love you guys. If you enjoyed it, maybe subscribe. If not, either way is cool. Y'all have a great night or a great day. I don't know what time it is there, but I love you guys and I'll see y'all next time. Mwah.